Yes. 2-5. Sports reports as ordered. So, Friday night, y'all. Friday night. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Speaking of great weekends, I got 2 words for you. No, it's not that. Get your mind out the gutter. Army, Navy. This is a battle. This is one of the greatest rivalries and spectacles in sports. And this season, they're even going to do it in a new place. They're going up to Gillette Stadium up in Foxborough. They usually play in Philly. Sometimes they play in Baltimore. They move it all the way around, but this time it ends up in Foxborough. So, what's on the line? Neither team is going to a bowl game. Both coming to the game at 5-6. It's just a whole lot of pride. And for the Army Black Knights, the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. Created in 1972. Who would you think has won more Commander-in-Chief Conference? Oh, geez, I can't even get it out. Commander-in-Chief trophies of the 3, Air Force, Navy, and Army. I'll give you like 2 seconds to think about it. It's Air Force, 21 times. Navy 16, Army 9. It currently resides in Colorado Springs at the home of the Air Force. But Army has a chance because they went into Mile High. I don't even know what they call it these days, but they went into Mile High and they put something on the Falcons earlier this year, 23-3. So if Army can win this game tomorrow, they will win the Commander-in-Chief trophy for the first time since 2020. Navy cannot win it due to their loss to Air Force earlier this season. But if Navy can pull off the upset, it stays in Colorado Springs for another year at least with all the ties going on. So, Army favored by 3. Over under, Iowa style, 27.5. Still might not be low enough, but I got to watch my mouth because that's what I thought about the Steelers and the Patriots last night. So, I'm going to chill on that. But I will have you know that the last 53 times academies have gotten together, 44-9 in favor of the under. So think about that. Take it to the bank, right? All right. So like I said, neither team is going to a bowl game. Weird season for these teams. Army, for example, lost to Louisiana Monroe. Lost to, what's that smell? UMass. Then they turned around. They beat Air Force, like I said, up in Mile High. At one point this season, they lost 5 in a row. Now they've won their last 3, including a game over Coastal Carolina, and they've only given up 12.7 points in those games. They got shut out by Troy and LSU back-to-back. Shut out back-to-back. Navy, they started off the season in Ireland, got shellacked by Notre Dame, and has been pretty nondescript ever since. Last year, Army won 20-17 in double overtime. What did I tell you the under was for this game? 27.5. They went to double overtime last year and wouldn't even beat the over or the under for this year. Go figure. But as we look at this, Army, like I said, coming off the win against Coastal, threw 2 passes for the game. Meanwhile, Navy's had a few weeks to just vomit over the fact that they lost to SMU 59-14 in their last game before this one. So, setting it up. Also, next year, Army will be a part of the American Athletic Conference. What does that mean for the Army-Navy game? Not very much. They're still going to play it this Saturday, next year and going forward after Conference Championship Saturday. If they just so happen to both qualify for the Conference Championship game, they will play twice. They will play the Conference Championship game. They will play again. So I don't know. All you people out there talking about cheapening the regular season and all that stuff, how do you feel about that? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. But anyway, you know, both are top 15 in rushing, as you would expect. Military academies, you know, they have as many touchdowns to wide receivers as Iowa does for the most part. Navy is 32nd in punting. You know, that matters when we're talking about these unders, whereas Army is 112. Navy, 30th in rushing defense, giving up 121.9 yards per game. Only 12 touchdowns this season on the ground in 11 games. So Army, not so much. You know, in this rivalry, Navy won 14 straight between 2002 and 2015. Army won 3 straight after that, and now they've gone back and forth for the last 4 years, you know. So this is going to be a great game if you like defense, if you like hard hitting, if you like seeing players lay it on the line. This is the type of game that made me fall in love with college football. It wasn't about NIL. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about this coach versus that coach. It was just men laying it on the line. And I expect nothing different this Saturday. You know, I like Bryson Daly out of Army. I saw him in person when they came down to play UTSA. Frank Harris didn't play, so I didn't get a good gauge. They dominated UTSA, though. But Bryson Daly on the season, obviously Army doesn't throw it much, but that's a telltale sign when he has 6 touchdown passes against 7 interceptions. Xavier Arline is back, you know, for Navy. He's been out, only played 5 games this year, had an ankle injury. So I like his presence. Navy has suffered without him. They finished last in the conference at 299 total yards per game. Wow. And they're top 15 in rushing. So how does that work? But anyway, America's game, right? What do I do? Army, Navy, Army, Navy. Obviously, I would like Navy to win so that Air Force can keep the Commander-in-Chief trophy. Obviously, I would like Navy to win because they're in Annapolis, Maryland, and I'm a Maryland boy. But Army's just the better team. Army's just the better team. Give me Army 17-13. Over. Peace.